Meeting to order at 7:01. Welcome to the Aaron Cutler Memorial Library trustee meeting of April 10th. Members present are myself, Donna Ferguson,
Jeff Larson,
Laura Dion,
Jennifer Ford,
Alan Sandler,
and
Vicky Fair,
Vicky
Library
Fair.
Director.
And we want to welcome our newest trustee, Jeff Lawson, to our group. First meeting for that.
thank you.
So welcome,
Larson.
Larson, I apologize. Okay. And Laura got voted in for the, she was the alternate last year, so she got voted in for the one-year position, so. And Alan is hopefully going to be, once we talk about that, would consider being the alternate again for.
certainly.
Okay, perfect. So let's start with the election of officers, committees, and alternate appointments. So, chairperson, would anyone like to be nominated for that?
Why not?
So, no, so I will do it again for this year.
Very much appreciate that.
Yeah, sure. Anyone want to make that motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, and Laura?
So you can motion for the whole slate at once, or you can do it individually.
Oh, like each person? Oh, I see what you're saying, Okay, so let's do it all at one time.
Okay.
How about treasurer, vice chairperson?
So Erica Charbonneau said she was willing to take that on.
So,
Obviously, she's not here tonight.
Right.
She's- okay.
right,
Yeah, so
she
sick.
said that she would. Secretary, anyone like to be nominated for that?
I will do it again.
You
if
will?
you want me to. Yeah.
And Laura also,
I will, if Jen needs a break, I'm happy to. So,
I
however.
feel like I'm getting the hang of it a little, so I'm cool to do it again, and I'm also cool to take it, give it off, whatever.
Okay, okay. So that is gonna be Jen. Okay, so I will make a motion to accept the following slate of officers: Donna Ferguson, chairperson; Erica Charbonneau, treasurer, vice chair; and Jen
Ford.
Ford. I'm like on a sort of like for secretary.
Yes, in your head.
All those in favor? Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstained? Okay. Committees, so for the, building and grounds, I know last year we had Jen and Erica. Erica, do you know if she's still willing to do that? Can
we didn't talk about that.
So,
But I mean, in general, for Jeff's knowledge,
okay,
you could see all the
Mhm.
committees that we have.
building and grounds, bylaws, capital
So
improvement.
is there anything you would be interested
finance,
in?
personnel.
I mean, I'm up for any of them.
Okay.
So,
See where we need to fill in?
yeah, that works for me.
Okay. Laura, are you interested in any of them?
Yeah, I know. So, Erica not being here tonight, I don't know if since she's taking on vice chair, what her other responsibilities would be, if she wanted to hand off like buildings and grounds or what. I don't know
Okay.
what
Okay.
she's thinking.
Because we'll also need, which I forgot to put on the list here, the second trustee for emergency contact and key holder.
Oh, okay.
And then, we usually have someone be the backup, person to sign checks too.
Okay.
So,
I'm happy to do either the locks or the checks,
okay.
whatever.
And I know you're here a lot for checks, so.
Yeah, here a lot for books.
Yes,
I
but
could
I
do
mean,
checks.
yeah, it would be
Absolutely.
easy.
Yes, it would be easy.
Yeah, she comes in and gets checks a lot.
There you go.
Yes, I am
That
here
didn't
a
sound
lot.
right, I guess.
So Jen,
So-
you did building and grounds last year. Did you still want to do that again this year?
If you need me to, sure. I didn't really do much.
Okay, so, so I would take that as a yes.
Sure. Yes.
And Erica, well, we don't know if
No, I'm sure.
Erica would probably
Okay.
do it. Okay, so
She
we'll
didn't
have
say she wouldn't. So.
Laura and Erica do, Jen do that. And bylaws. I know I was on did bylaws, which I would do again. Anyone else?
I'm not super familiar with what that is.
The bylaws,
Yeah.
the trustee bylaws?
So just like
We
Review them.
Keeping them-
Review
oh,
them,
okay.
update them as
Yeah.
needed.
It's not a very active,
No,
I gotcha.
yeah,
it's
like,
just as needed,
Well,
kind
please
of.
help, I will help you with that.
okay, so I'm gonna say for the bylaws, I'll say myself and Laura, how about that?
Sounds good.
Okay. And Laura. Capital improvement, I did that one as well, and I'll continue to do that because, we still have some more fun stuff to do. Anyone, I know, Erica was on that as well. I'm not sure if she still wants to, but does anyone else would like to be involved in that?
I can hop on there.
Oh, perfect! That's excellent, okay. Finance,
So finance usually
Oh.
goes to the treasurer,
okay? So
and it's not an active thing really either, it's more, like keeping track of the impact fees, that kind of
okay,
thing.
so we'll say Erica on that.
Yeah.
And personnel,
Yeah, that had been, moved on, so. Anybody
Right.
interested in personnel?
Can do that.
Okay,
Lead a team in my other life.
well, that's great. Okay, so for the grounds and committee, we have, did we say Laura, we said Laura or Erica?
and
Jen,
Jen.
Erica and Jen, and bylaws, myself and Laura, CIP, myself and Jeff, finance, Erica, and personnel, Jeff. Thank you all for volunteering to do that. And we have key holder, we need another key holder, right? Is that,
Yeah, so the thing with that is, if there's an emergency, there's 3 people on the list, so the first person that gets called, and we're talking about when we're closed, is me, then it goes to Donna, and then there's a third person. So, the call could come at 2 in the morning if somebody forgot to lock a door, and then you have to come over and take care of that with the police.
Hmm.
So, that's just kind of what the deal is.
I don't mind.
okay?
Yeah.
Thank you, all
Yeah,
right.
I'll be around.
Okay, and how about the signing of the check?
I can do that.
Okay, perfect, Laura, that's excellent. All right, so moving right along, so does, our alternate, so, Alan, would you be interested, nope,
Yes, I'm sorry.
right?
Mhm.
Alan, would you?
Yep.
Did I-
I'm sorry, did we vote on the slate and I just didn't
I
write it
thought-
down?
on these slate
Yes,
of
we did.
offices. We
I'm
did,
sorry.
but the committee ones, we don't have to
Yes,
vote on, all right,
correct.
perfect.
I'll be quiet now.
For the alternate, Alan, would you still be interested in being our alternate for this year?
Sure, certainly.
Okay. Any discussion on that, anyone? All right, so I would wanna make the motion to recommend Alan Sandler to the Library Board of to the Board of Selectmen for a 1-year appointment as a library trustee alternate. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Do you want me to
I
second it?
Oh, somebody
I'll
second.
second it. It's okay.
I'll slow down. Okay,
You're excited.
so John.
Yeah, boom.
All right, Jen seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstained? So that's 4-0-0. And you know, what is it, 4-0? Alan can vote.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Erica's not here.
So is it 4-0-0?
Yes,
4-0-0, right,
Okay.
because Erica's not here.
Yes.
I was
And
counting
because
because
we have a
we do.
quorum, Alan, right. Okay, we're done with that, right?
Yeah.
All right, and you know, Alan, that you need to go to the next selectmen's meeting?
Correct.
Correct, good, I'm glad you're going there.
What is that?
It's in 2 weeks.
More on that later, okay? All right, review and revision of agenda items. So everyone had a chance to look at the agenda items. I know Vicky added the key holder and the signing of the check there. Any other revisions or anything needs to be added to that? No? No? Okay. All right, so the minutes from March 13th, everyone had a chance to look at them, review them.
Mhm.
Any, no, Jeff, you won't be able to vote on those because you weren't, okay,
Makes sense.
right, so, and we have a
You
quorum.
would abstain.
He would abstain, right. So, any discussion? No? No? Okay, I'm gonna make a motion to approve the public minutes from March 13th.
I'll second it.
Okay, Laura. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstains? We have one abstaining, so that's 301, thank you.
4, 3, wait, say that again?
301.
Thank you.
301.
Whoa.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'll slow down.
Okay, no, I got it.
I don't believe we have any board correspondence, right? Nope. Public input? Nope. Okay, reports. Treasurer report. I think you were gonna fill in on that, Vicki, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So, our outgoing trustee was our treasurer,
Okay.
so I took over her report for the month. So, the main things we have here are the reconciled bank balance, for the town appropriation account is $45,745.48, and that was as the end of February. And for your knowledge, the statements don't arrive in time before our meeting to
Yep.
be the previous month, so we're always a little bit behind. And the checkbook balance, current balance is $89,083.78, because we did get our appropriation for the second quarter. The fines and fees accounts, the reconciled balance as of the end of February was $16,273.14. And our current balance as of today is not zero. Well, let's see what happens when I fill in. So we'll get the real number for you. It's probably the number above it, since we don't spend too much out of it, but. The insurance settlement account reconciled balance as of the end of February was $896.28, and that is also the current balance as of today. So that account, Jeff, is from a lawsuit settlement. There was some money left over, and so it gets applied to things that have to do with the lower level of the library, because that's where the problem was.
Okay.
It gets kind of spent out mostly for like replacement fixtures down there. Well, the book slides will break, and we'll get them not cheap, but so we'll use that account to pay for it, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So, and then everything else, of course, you've got all the manifests in the Google Docs.
So, do we need to hold off on voting on that until we know what that balance is?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll table that until, the May meeting. Okay. All right, okay, Vicki, you're up for the, director's report.
Okay.
For,
So, I've done the draft update for the, staff and trustee little directory, but I did wanna mention one thing, and then I'll just let you verify, pass the sheet around, you can verify the information I have. Because we don't have official business accounts for you guys, if you're using your personal accounts, you need to understand that should there ever be a right to know put in place, like if somebody said, which they have, I wanna know what happened with blah, 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 blah. Sometimes they just wanna see the minutes, sometimes they might wanna see any email that went back and forth. So if it's your personal account will be open for other people.
like your
I mean,
whole-
we wouldn't give them everything on there, but somebody has to go through that. And if it went to a lawsuit or anything, that would be, I mean, they have access to everything.
To everything in your email.
Yes, so it's generally recommended that you have an email account that is just for library business.
Phew.
So then that's the only thing that gets looked at.
That's
That
the
makes
first I've heard,
sense.
that's the first we've heard.
Yeah, it doesn't get talked about a lot, but because it's typical in small libraries
Yeah,
that you don't have all the bells and whistles that Nashua and Derry and other people have. So, that's something to think about. The other piece is, it's much easier to access the documents you need that we share if you have a Google address. So, you might wanna think about setting up a Google account that's just
Right.
for library business. So then your stuff's protected from anything, and we're certain that everybody can access easily,
Okay.
so. But I'll pass this along, and you can, Donna already look at the information I have for you and just put a check mark by your
Yep.
name if
if we
it's
ever
all
wanna
good.
change that, do we go to
Just
you?
let me know and I'll change it, yeah. Let's see, we had town leadership meeting this past month, so that's all the department heads over at town hall with, the town administrator, Kim. And she's currently working on a wage plan update. I know we've talked about that in the past, how old it is. And basically what had happened was when, Jason Hope was here, he was starting up a new kind of system, and they got through phase 1 and phase 2, and then he left for another position, and phase 3 never was entered. So, wages haven't been looked at since 2017, I think. So she's doing that right now. She's looking at towns in the population range of 5,000 to 9,999, plus our two neighbors of Hudson and Londonderry, who we compete with. So, and I believe they're also discussing moving back to paid time off without buyout option. So right now we have earned time, and as long as you use a minimum amount of those hours in the year, you can request to be paid for the remainder of them. So, I guess, yeah, it's not working out that well. Or not as well as some would like. So they're looking at that. And then, right now, also the planning board is doing a study on the impact fee structure. And so they're looking at setting new rates, such as with the new fire station, they don't need as many impact fees anymore. But the police station probably needs more because they're probably next up on the list, that kind of a thing. So, those were the two bigger things off the list. There is a New Hampshire Library Trustee Association, no, NHLA, sorry, New Hampshire Library Association, the conference that we talked about last month, that you okayed some funding for, from fines and fees for staff to go, but they've reviewed it and the slate of topics and would rather have an in-house day. So that's the way we're gonna move that, and it will probably be May 11th, but we don't have that in stone yet. One thing, I don't know, some of you may have heard about this, maybe not. In Raymond, New Hampshire, they had a citizen petitioned warrant article, which passed, which said that the citizens of Raymond declared that the children's room could no longer have any books with content containing nudity, gender identity, sex or sexual references in writing or illustrations. So that passed, but even before the vote, it was discussed, excuse me, turn it off, and the library director pointed out, well, then we can't have potty training books anymore because there's nudity, you know, it's, sometimes it's actual pictures, sometimes, I mean, it's not like, but, and the person who spearheaded this said she didn't mean that, and which is what always happens, because how do you define this? So I haven't heard anything yet what's going on, but those types of warrant articles are advisory, because the only people who can make those determinations for their public library are the Board of Trustees. They're the policy setters. So.
This is just like an FYI, could be something that comes down that we
Right.
would need to
Yeah.
look at.
Just,
Okay.
yeah, so if it happens here or somewhere else,
We'll handle it.
yeah, we'll handle it.
Yeah, yeah,
But, yeah, and it's one of those interesting things, because all of these terms can be interpreted at various levels, right? And so if you really go with it, pretty much everything in the children's room would have to be upstairs. Because if you say no gender identity, then that doesn't just mean trans. That also means anything that says boy or girl,
Mhm.
or, you know, so all those are gone. There's just a lot of unintended, I think, for like the people who bring these forward. So, anyway, so that happened to them. Next on the list, I've been working on the state public library survey. So it's like the annual report for them. It's due at the end of the month. And it's making me a little crazy, but that's okay. Used to be very simple with programs, and now everything has to be broken out by like 4 age categories. You have to track how many of each age was in a program, and was it in person, was it live but off-site, was it, there's just all kinds of things. So it's one of those things you have to save for a good functioning day to get onto it, but it's nearly done, so that's good. For summer reading, we are gonna have to get a tent again, because we won't have a pavilion yet. So the estimate this year is $1,650 for the 20 by 30 tent. That will go up no later than June 16th and will come down no later than July 28th. So generally that gets paid from the fines and fees account. And so there's a motion there if anyone would like to
No, sure, I'd be happy to.
make it.
So, is this the same size tent as last year, 20 by
Yes.
30? And I know last year it was a grant, right? That didn't.
No, the first year it was a grant.
Oh, okay.
Last year we had to,
So is
pay
the
it the
price
same
about
way.
this? Is it about the same amount? I'm
yeah,
just
it goes up
a
every
little bit.
year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to approve the tent rental from Special Events of New England in the amount of $1,650 to be paid from the trustees' fines and fees account. Anyone want a second?
I'll second it.
Jen? Okay, all those in favor? Or any discussion? Let's, nope, okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And no, any opposed? Any abstained? Okay, so that is 4-0.
It's always exciting when the tent goes up.
I know.
And,
You know something's coming.
Yeah.
Just one of those little things I'll throw out once in a while, to switch things up. We had 62 social media items go up last month, and 5 newsletters went out. So, we added 48 new items to the collection. And in the adult teen services area, we did this shift that we talked about, because we came in on a Friday to find out that we had no internet and wouldn't have internet because Comcast was working on the lines. So no warning, just that. So there's not a lot you can do when you don't have any internet. But so we thought it was a great time for us to just get the book cards out and start shifting. So if you haven't noticed, teen is now starts right over there, wraps around. DVDs start over there where teen used to, goes along that wall, and then we have nonfiction filling in the rest there. So we wanted the teen section to be a little more visible, to catch the eyes of the appropriate age group and give them kind of somewhere to sit. They're more likely to do that than the people that are looking for the nonfiction. So that was a good thing. And we finally got our little end cap displayers that worked. This was our third order.
Fun.
So for the first two orders, they were having a lot of trouble with the manufacturer, and they were not put together correctly, so they would not fit. And these actually came from a New Hampshire company, so yay. And from Hinsdale called Clear Solutions, and they were great price too. So there was another library, well, the library in Hinsdale, clued me into that one, so that was good. Now that we've rearranged, we've got the spinner rack over there where the DVDs used to start. The new ones were there,
Thank you.
which I'm not going to say 100% we're not going to use, but most likely no. And so I just wanted to make sure I had permission to sell that to another library if that's the case.
Okay, we don't need to vote on that, do we? No.
Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're not
Go
gonna
for
need
it.
it, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it'll free up that.
Yep,
Corner.
that little space there. Program updates for the upstairs. So all booked up, had 7 people come for their book discussion. We had our knitters, 5 people each session. That went well. Donna and her friend come to Unravel.
Wow.
They're there too for the Wednesday night.
All the time.
Yeah. 100 years of radio, but when we finally got to have it, we had 18 people, so there were 15 people in-house and 3 people joined on Zoom. That was the program that we had to reschedule from January because of weather. And then our March program, Go Native, Incorporating Native Plants, had a very good turnout.
Yeah,
We
when I
had
was there, that was a good one.
25
Yeah.
people in-house
This room
and
was full.
11 through Zoom, so
Yeah,
that
I
was
was
awesome.
I was on Zoom. That was
Were you?
yeah, trying to figure out what to do with my yard.
Yeah, I know, it's hard. So that was one of those times where we got to use this new mobile shelving and shove it out of the way to make room
Mhm.
for more people. So that's good.
Russ,
That worked
did you
out well.
go to the,
100 years of radio?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
was it good?
It was very good.
Oh, good, because I know it was, you were a little disappointed that it got rescheduled, so that's good, I'm glad that you got to do it, yeah.
Children's services, Alexis worked on a new Friends of the Library brochure, and she started distributing that at story time. So as you may or may not know, we don't have an active group right now. We have a treasurer who just continues to keep the books, and a secretary, and that's it. So we're hoping people will get interested and want to become active and get that group moving again. Let's see, she's been working on her summer reading challenge, confirming presenters, and she submitted a New Hampshire summer learning grant proposal and took care of the tent reservation, so that was good. The children's room did participate in the spirit of Litchfield Town Scavenger Hunt. What was it, last weekend? 2 weekends ago? And by putting up the Going on an Egg Hunt story walk outside. It sounded like people were a little confused. The fire station was telling them we were doing a story time, so they came over here looking for that, didn't find that. Then they wanted to know where the candy was.
Oh, God.
So Regina just scavenged what we had for other programs to hand out to people. So
Nice.
didn't
Boy.
want to disappoint anyone. So her story times are still going strong, as you can
Oh,
see.
yeah.
And her weekly craft and monthly craft as well. So they're staying quite busy while they also prepare for summer reading. Lynn requested and processed 185 interlibrary loans last month and processed the 48 items that I cataloged. And she was helping both children's and adult teen services with a deselection of materials to make room for all of our lovely new items. Let's see. Our custodian has been doing a fantastic job. If you would like to gaze upward and look at the
Lovely.
very clean
Light.
lights. He did all the lights last week. It was wonderful.
Nice.
I can't tell you when they had been done last.
I like that you wrote very, very long.
Yes. That wasn't a mistake. One thing that he did have to borrow a ladder from Regina's husband. He brought one over because we didn't have anything tall enough
Mhm.
for that. So now that we have the shed, we might be able to purchase a ladder and have one here. So we'll look into that.
Mhm.
Upcoming things, we have April vacation week. So we've got activities downstairs, a couple of story times, and then some daily things. There's Celebrate the Earth, doing a recycle relay, toss it to reprocess it, doing an Earth Suncatcher craft, Lego challenge days, and the stay and play. And up here, we signed up to be part of New Hampshire's gaming lending library. So we're borrowing, what are we borrowing? A Switch. There we go. Switch. Oh, Nintendo Switch. There we go. Sorry about that. No
No
kids.
worries.
So we borrowed that and a couple of games, and so Ben's gonna run that on that Thursday from 2 to 4. And then we have an area poet. I don't know if he's actually from Litchfield or if he's just in the area. He stopped in and talked to Ben, John Dolman, and he's gonna come and do a poetry reading of his stuff on Wednesday, May 17th. And at the end of May, on the 31st, we have another program, Yankee Ingenuity, Stories of Headstrong and Resourceful People. That should be fun, so keep that in mind. There are 2 things happening with the Library Trustee Association. So they do regional meetings once in a while, and apparently we're in the same region as Madbury, which is where this one will be on the 17th. So any trustees are welcome to go and meet other trustees from other towns if you'd like to do that. I included the links there. And then they have their annual conference on May 9th, which is difficult for a lot of people because it's a weekday.
A weekday, I saw
Yeah,
that. I was
it-
like,
that's-
I don't know if I
yeah.
can do that, yeah.
Yep, that's hard.
Right.
But if, you happen to be off that day, feel like doing that, there's information there. National Library Week is April 23rd through the 29th. Last year, I know you guys voted to allocate money for Library Workers' Day for our lunch.
Oh, yeah.
And so what they would like this year instead of that is to have that lunch on our in-service day, if you're
On the May
willing
11th?
to do that, yes.
Yeah, and how much did we do last year? Wasn't it not?
$100.
Was it $100?
Not to exceed $100.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. How's everybody else feel about that?
Totally fine.
Yeah.
Yep, yep. Okay, so I'll make that motion to expend not to exceed $100 for lunch for the staff on the in-service day for National Library Week.
There you go.
Anyone want to second that?
I'll
I will.
second.
Jeff, okay. We all agree with it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay, and no opposed and no abstained. Okay, great. Now Vicki, over here, you did have we had to make a motion to offer for the sale of the DVD rack?
Oh, I did have that on there,
You
didn't I?
did.
Yes, sorry about that. Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna make that motion to offer the sale of the former DVD spinning rack to other New Hampshire libraries.
I'll second it.
All right, good. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, aye. No, okay, so that's 4-0-0, because there's no one else here. I mean, everybody voted.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so now we're on to the building and grounds.
Yes, building and grounds. We're kind of right where we were last month.
Okay.
So we still haven't gotten anything from Great Skates by R&R because they have not found a contractor for the carpentry. So, the things we talked about funding last month still stand, and we were invited to come to the selectmen's meeting tonight, but it just wasn't gonna work out. So, Donna and Alan will be there next
Since you're
month.
gonna be there
Or
at the
next- at the
selectmen's
next
meeting,
meeting.
would you
Yeah.
wouldn't mind, sitting with me, and maybe we can meet with Vicky and just go over the questions before she leaves for vacation on like exactly, since you know the history of this whole
Yes.
thing. And we could just, what questions we need to ask, what we're looking for, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay, perfect, and yeah,
And hopefully
thank you
we'll
for,
get the answers we need
yeah,
and
yeah,
be able
yeah.
to move along.
So Jeff, a little background on that is a couple years ago, we started this, probably 2 years ago, 2.5, right? 2.5, 3, of it going to the selectmen and asking to use the impact fees to build a
2020.
pavilion. And at the time, it was only $31,000 and change. Well, long story short, we finally got approved 2 years later, but then we had to now really get it requoted, and now it's
$58,000.
so there's more, there are more impact fees that we can use, so we wanna ask if we can, use those to make up some of the difference, and that leaves a balance. And then with the CIP there, we were also awarded $50,000 for our projects. So we wanna know if we can use some of that, so I got it down pretty good, but, but you still better be there to help me.
I will.
Just for that moral support, you know what I mean, yeah.
No worries.
So that's a little bit of the history on that, so, and we've been trying to, we've really had a hard time, normally you're supposed to get 3 quotes, but we've only been able to get the 1.
Yeah.
For various reasons,
Yeah.
so,
Nobody, I
Yeah.
just can't find anybody.
right.
Is there anything to look at as far like what was received, what the vision of it is, anything of that nature, or what's
Basically, we're working off the vision of what you see at Dara or over at Sawmill,
okay?
the little pavilions that are there. So
Yeah.
a 20 by 30, like the tent size that we
Okay.
get for summer. So, but pretty
Yeah.
basic.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And there's some, and I can go over the two with you, so we have the quote for the pavilion, and there's a CIP form, which you might be pretty instrumental in helping us complete that.
If we have to.
Yeah, if we have to, we're kind of hoping that maybe we don't, so.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and we'll let you know too when the next CIP meeting is, that we can attend together if we need to.
Yeah.
That'd be great, okay,
Absolutely.
perfect. All right, so a little bit of that right here, Becky.
Yes. So we have a little bit of update here.
Well, let's just hold on one second.
Oh,
On
I'm
the-
sorry.
There's nothing on the bylaws.
Right.
We don't, okay. Okay, so now we're on to capital improvement, okay.
So last time we spoke, we had the estimate from Greatscapes for the irrigation system that had that little piece in the middle that said, the plumbing aspect of it was not included at that time.
Mm.
So that's now included in the bid. And so the bid is $7,025. And that includes the backflow device and all the related plumbing from Paul Jerry Plumbing. And then if a well test is needed to be performed, they would use New England Well and Pump, and that would be an additional $938. So that's still well within our budget that we had.
Right.
Yeah. So we're still waiting for the quotes from Tucker Library Interiors on creating some mobile shelving downstairs, retrofitting, and also the ADA compliant circulation desk up here. And until that's finished, when that's finished, then we'll look at the carpet and
Right.
the office downstairs. So,
Yeah, that carpet is just so needed, but it's, what a project that is, right?
yeah.
Okay. At this time, I don't think we have anything on the finance, right? And
No.
nothing on the personnel. Okay. Alright, that's new business, right, the
Yep.
library warrant article?
So, as you all know, our warrant article did not make it, but I wasn't surprised by that. This town never votes for things that are
Half a
not
penny.
recommended, well, yeah, that are not recommended by both the
Yeah.
selectmen and the budget committee. And we're in that spot now where the tax cap prevents them from recommending anything over the cap anyway. So, I was impressed by how many people did vote for it,
Right.
given that, we were behind the 8 ball, so to speak. So, we'll try again. So then we had the ethics policy renewal, which I have all your little sheets here, so thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the patron code of behavior policy that we kind of started to talk a little bit about last month and tabled for further review. So, I can't find my copy. It's right over here. So this was pretty much based off of recommendations from the American Library Association. They put out a lot of little toolkits for different types of policies. So, and then we tweaked it a little bit for ourselves. And Jeff, we passed a child safety policy a few months ago, and so we were gonna bring in the overall patron policy as well, just to have it all nice and neat. We have a little list of things, but I couldn't find anything where it had ever been actually a policy, other than just, something hanging on the wall. So, the idea would be not to post this is very wordy and whatever, but to take those bullets kind of out of it, the main things that we could post with a notation that the full policy is available.
Mhm.
Did everybody get to read it?
Mhm.
Any discussion?
Okay.
No.
Yeah, and we'll vote on this, but will you show us what you're gonna post with just the bullets?
Yep.
Okay. Will we need to vote on that?
No.
Okay, all right, so I'm gonna make a motion to adopt the patron code of behavior policy as presented.
Well, second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So that was, any opposed? Any abstained? So 4-0-0. Okay. Tree planting update.
Yeah, so, as you know, we gave the okay for the saplings to be purchased from the fundraiser at the high school. And, was Kate, she had them come out, Dig Safe come out and mark the lawn beyond the fence, so that she would know where she could dig. And she was talking about planting, like, the idea of having maybe 3 surviving trees over there, but she was getting more saplings than that, figuring some weren't gonna make it. And I know she was gonna discuss that with the people that know to what that would be. So, I saw there's markings out there today, so I would guess they'll be getting planted soon.
Nice.
Okay. Summary of decisions and directives, actions to be completed. So one thing I have is Alan, Vicky, and I
Yeah,
will
can
be.
we go back to that for 1 second? Sorry,
Sure.
the tree planting.
Yep.
Kate might already know this, but I know the teacher at Campbell, I can't remember her name, but she said if you bought trees and you lived in Litchfield, that kids would come plant them. So I don't know if Kate wants any students involved from that environmental club, or if that's something they would want to do. But I saw it in an email.
Okay, I can let her know.
Okay.
When is the, well, we're talking about planting, isn't there like a plant swap? What day is?
Yeah, so that got nailed down. It's gonna be Wednesday, May 24th, from noon until 3. And so that's the, I have to remember what they're called, the Litchfield, New Hampshire Garden and Plant Enthusiast Group on Facebook.
So is
So-
it just a swap, like you bring something and then you take something, so
Yeah.
anybody can come during
Yep,
that time?
and it can be flowers,
Oh, all right.
fruit, vegetable type things, indoor plants, outdoor plants, whatever you wanna bring.
To come at lunch.
Yeah. See what you can get.
Yeah. Okay, so anything else? Okay, so summary of decisions and directives, actions be taken. So Donna, myself, Vicky, and Alan will get together. And Vicky, when are you leaving for your,
A week from, I hate to even think about this. I'm leaving a week from Wednesday,
okay.
yes.
Okay, so we'll have to schedule a little email
Yeah.
to see what works.
Okay.
What, like a time better work for you with your schedule, like,
5 o'clock,
okay.
right
there-
after work.
So you get out of work at 5?
I get out of work at 4:30, could be here at 5.
Okay, perfect. I can always leave work a few minutes early. All right, we'll plan,
Okay.
okay, great.
Tomorrow,
What's that?
tomorrow,
Tomorrow? Do you wanna do tomorrow?
or
Is that-
Wednesday, maybe Wednesday?
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it this Wednesday. That's
This Wednesday, after work,
5 PM.
5 p.m.
Okay, perfect. And this Wednesday is the 4/12.
And what are you guys discussing?
Just, our plan for when we go to the selectmen about
Perfect.
the, pavilion impact fees,
Thank you.
sort of thing. Yep. Okay, perfect. Was there something else? I thought there was something else with the, we're not doing anything with the CIP. Was that it?
Been in.
Okay. All right. Oh, and then Alan and I are gonna go to the selectmen's meeting as
Right.
well, so, in addition to
It's
that.
all wrapped up in.
All right, great. So, and are there any announcements? All right, so I guess we have to, so I know we're gonna go into non-public, so that would probably be it, right?
Yeah.
So. All right.
So you can make the motion.
So I'm gonna make a motion to enter into non-public session per RSA 91-A, 3, to A, for the dismissal, promotion, or compensation of any public employee or the disciplining of such an employee. So I'm gonna make the motion to enter into non-public,
Yep.
I just said that.
Yep.
And I thought I know, it's at 7:48. Okay, so Jeff.
Nope, you need a second.
I'll second.
Okay, woo. I'll do
Got
that.
you.
Okay. So Jeff, how do you vote? Right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Laura?
Yes.
Jen?
Yes.
Alan?
Alan can't vote.
Alan can't vote, and I vote yes. Okay. So